Welcome to the 2020 Small Account Challenge, only on TradeCaster.com. We are going to be looking to trade a $4,000 account into $50,000. That is the goal. That is what we're going to be looking to do. That's what we're going to be looking to attack here. We are looking to grow a small account that the average person is going to be starting with and turn it into a large account. This is, again, a very difficult challenge to do. And it is something that so many people take on the task every single day. You may have heard the statistic in the past that 80% of traders end up losing. Only 20% of traders are truly going to be successful in this game. And you say to yourself, wow, why is there so many people that are losing? Why are there so many people who are not successful at stock trading? Well, a lot of that has due to they don't know the proper steps. They don't know the right way to work. They don't know the right way to be a correct trader. So everything we do right here, guys, we need to understand. If we want to be successful in the market, we must take the necessary steps to be successful, which is what? Either A, paper trading first, B, having a trading strategy, C, being able to have a mentor and be able to ask them questions, and just being able to have the preparation and key to be successful. So everything I'm going to do here and everything we're going to go over today is going to be a nice guideline to help you be able to grow your small account. So we're starting with a $4,000 account, looking to make it to $50,000 and making sure that you guys are going to be in that top 20%. We already hear about that statistic, as I said before in the past. Why? Why are 80% of people failing? Now, that's a statistic that a lot of people get scared away from, but you don't need to be scared from that. Because when you think about it, 20% of people who start stock trading, people who start investing, 20% of people who open an account become successful. And you're like, yeah, but 80% don't. Well, think about how many people probably just randomly see something on Instagram or social media or Twitter or something along those lines, open up an account, never do any work, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't know how to study, right? How many people do you think maybe try it out for a day and say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to buy this play, and they end up losing? They say, oh, this is a scam. I don't want to do it. How many people do you think maybe give it a week and they say, oh, this is maybe a little bit more of a commitment than I thought. Okay, I really don't want to do it. There's a lot of lazy people out there in the world that really are not going to put in any sort of work. If you put in the work, if you actually give this your all, you are going to have a huge percentage of being successful. I'm successful in stock trading. I've been successful in stock trading for the last 7 years. I've been able to grow my account over $400,000 this year so far in 2020 in the past 7 months. How was I able to do that? Because I took the time to learn the right steps. How is someone going to be in the NFL? Because they worked hard in middle school, high school, college. They're the person that's the first one on the field, the last one to leave. They're the one that's reviewing the playbook. They're the person that's, again, in the gym when they don't have to be. If you want to be successful in stock trading, it comes down to you. Everyone wants money. Everyone wants to be rich. Everyone wants to, again, have that financial freedom, have that next step, be able to live life on their own terms. But no one's going to give that to you. If you think, again, being here for the small account challenge, I am just going to tell you what to do at every moment, and then by the end of this, you're just going to be absolutely filthy rich, that's not a way this works. Not the way this works at all, and it's going to be a rude wake-up call when that doesn't happen. You must be willing to devote yourself. If you want to be successful, you will get the same success that you put into it. You will get the same success that you put into it, which means if you are up and you are working hard and you're studying the video library and you're asking questions and you're taking time to be here as much as you can every single day, you're going to, again, see profit. You're going to, again, see that account grow. You are going to be able to do what? Hopefully transition to a full-time trader after weeks and months of perfecting this craft. I believe in you. You are taking the time to watch this, to be here, to be able to work with me. I know you can do it. You already took the biggest step, which is basically, hey, let's go ahead and give this a go. Let's try this out. So many people are already so scared of just trying something new. So many people want to, again, just stick in their own little bubble. Some people are content working their 9 to 5 and just being miserable throughout their whole entire time. You guys are obviously looking for a change. You don't want that 9 to 5 job. You don't want to be sitting in that cubicle. You may not be happy where you're at. You may have a mortgage. You may have college debt. You may have credit card debt, and you're looking for another financial avenue to be able to pursue. I love it. and I respect you for being here. Again, for you taking the time to be here, I want to make sure every moment, every second, you're gaining knowledge for that. So let's talk about the small account challenge, and let's make sure that you're in that top 20%. So if you are a brand new trader and you are a new member to tradecaster.com, I do want to be going over our schedule. If you do not know, every single morning, the live stream will be going up at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. All times I talk about will always be in Eastern Time. The live stream goes up at 7 a.m. I will be live streaming my trade ideas charts. I will be live streaming my scans, press release scanner, so you guys can be able to see everything along these lines. At 8 a.m., I hop on and I do a brief 20-minute pre-market commentary. So at 8 o'clock a.m. every single day, I jump on the mic. I talk about what we've seen happen overnight, which is gap ups, gap down, any sort of hot press releases. This usually lasts for about 20 minutes, and I like to make sure that all the early birds in the morning know what's happening, know what's going on, are starting to put a little bit of a watch list together. So that's something I want to make sure everyone knows, that if you guys wake up early, we do morning commentary at 8 a.m. Then we hop off until about 9 a.m. Now at 9 a.m., this is when we start our live trading commentary. We're going to be going over the morning newsletter. We're going to be going over absolutely the morning newsletter, our watch list, the top stocks, previous top gainers, everything along those lines. After that, we are going to be doing our boot camp lesson. Every single day around 11 a.m., we are going to be able to do our boot camp lesson. 12 p.m. is going to be our lunch hours till about 2:30. 2:30 p.m. we have our afternoon trading commentary. 3:30 we are going to be talking about any sort of swing trades and power hour. And then 4 p.m. is when we wrap things up and throw on the after hour scanners. But this is our schedule every single day. The majority of our trading is going to take place between 9 a.m. and 12 o'clock. That's when the majority of our trading is going to take place. Now, will I trade eventually at 7 a.m.? Will I trade eventually at, let's say 6 p.m.? There will be times that I hop in the morning. There will be times I maybe hop in the afternoon. There may be times I hop in pre-market or in after hours. The majority and the bulk of the trades, though, will happen between 9 a.m. and about 11:30, 12 o'clock. The morning is my favorite time to trade because that's when we have brand new news, we have hot press releases, we have big volume, and we see the most attention. We see the biggest spikes. Stocks that are spiking big, up or down, is when we can make the most money. So it's very, very important that you guys are here every single day, especially trying to be here in the morning, as that's when we're going to be able to make the most profit. After we trade on our small account, I do have my other account that I can go ahead and trade with. So even if you guys are saying to yourself, oh, Dek, you traded already today on the small account, are we just sitting around for the rest of the day? No, not at all. As you guys can probably guess, if you guys don't know me too well, I'm the type of person that I love working. I love doing things. My work ethic is off the charts because I just love trying to better myself. I know, again, it's something that's in my head, and it's something that you kind of have to be able to grow and obtain, but I just always want to be able to better myself. And on top of that, you guys being here and taking the time to be here, we don't take breaks. We don't want to be the type of community that says, all right, hey guys, nothing's really happening today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, hey, I just made my trade in the first 2 minutes of the day. Thanks for everyone who's joining us. I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, that's not what we do here. We have a full day every day. So every single day, we are going to be going from 7 a.m. all the way up towards 4 p.m. with the live stream. The live stream stays up towards around 7 p.m. at night. Our live commentary is 8 a.m. to 8:20, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then 2:30 to 4 every single day. On Fridays, we do have AK47, which is another user in chat, top trader in our chat room. He does his live commentary on Fridays. So I'm trading Monday through Thursday. As I said, there will be times I trade in the afternoon. There will be times I trade in the morning, but the majority of them will be in that bulk morning period. When there's trades that I cannot trade, such as my funds are not settled from my small account, I will trade on the other account. I don't want to just be sitting around, as I said. So if there is a day that my funds are not settled on my small account, I will trade my normal account. So we're going to, again, constantly be trading as much as we can on the small account. If that's, the small account settled, we're doing that right away. If the small account is not settled, we are going again to my normal account and we'll trade over there. All right. Every single day as well at 11 o'clock, boot camp lesson. Our boot camp lesson, we're going to start with very easy, very beginner, very good fundamental lessons. We are not jumping to advanced analytic, technical analysis and research based on company quarter reports. It's like, what? So the thing is, we're not jumping into that. We are jumping into the foundation. Then we'll build our skyscraper on up. We're going to build a great foundation for our trading, learning again the basics of stock trading, and from there, we're going to keep building on up until we get to that top level, right? You build a skyscraper, you can't start with the penthouse. You got to start, with that nice foundation so you can build hundreds of floors until you get to that top suite. We're going to get to that top suite, don't worry, but we're going to take the time to do it correctly. Too many people want to start making money right away. If all you want to do is make money right away, you're not going to make any money. And why is that? Because you did not put in any sort of foundational work to be able to support everything that you're going to be trading. So right now, we want to make sure that we're understanding our schedule, and B, understanding what we need to do to be successful in the market. So with every stock I get involved with every trade I get involved with, I will live stream every trade. I will alert every trade. There will not be a trade that I am in that is hidden. And I will show every P&L from my broker. There is not going to be one trade during this whole entire small account that will not be live streamed. Every single trade I get involved with will be live streamed right on the live stream, right in front of you, so that you guys can see, understand, and be able to focus on these plays. So every single stock that I trade, every single stock that I get involved with, every single play that I get hop into, you're going to be able to see complete transparency. On top of that, I'm going to alert everyone. I will make sure that I either type in chat, or 90% of the time I'm going to be talking over the mic, that I'm going to say, hey, XYZ, this is a play I'm looking to get involved with. I'm going to put in a limit order at 115 or 120 or this 110 area. Watch for a bounce play for 15 to 20 cents. If it comes up to 15, 20 cents, I'm going to take my profit. Okay, hey guys, I'm in on this trade. You'll see it as I bring over my position box. There will not be a hidden trade. So there will be no trades that all of a sudden I drag over and say, hey guys, I'm up $30,000, $50,000. That will not happen. I will always make sure I tell you guys before I'm getting in on a play so you guys can see. And on top of that, I will show every P&L from my broker. For anyone who's out there that says, oh, Dek, I don't think you're going to be able to do this, and you want to see every single P&L from my broker, if you want me to live stream my broker statements of me logging in to eTrade.com, I will do it. So I will do, of course, anything I possibly can to make sure that you guys can see complete transparency. I will, again, screen share everything, take screenshots of everything, show you guys from my eTrade broker for every single eTrade trade I make on the small account challenge. Transparency is crucial to me. It is huge. I don't believe there's any other streamer out there in the world, any other mentor out there in the world that will do what I'm doing right now. Taking you from, again, 4,000 to 50,000, showing everything, live streaming, real-time commentary, alert box, live position box, showing every broker. This is, again, we are doing one of the first and only ones. So this is the time you want to be trading, team. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm so fired up. I'm so excited to be doing this, as this is the true way to learn. Just like, again, I'm personally a visual learner, right? A visual learner. I don't even think there are many people who basically can just read a book and completely understand everything. Is there anyone that, just can read a book and be like, oh yeah, I understand everything? For me, I like to see it done. For me, I like to see it done. And when I can see something done, that's when I say to myself, hey, okay, now I understand it a little better. I used to do a lot of like little action sports when I was younger. What's that? Like snowboarding and skateboarding and rollerblading and all that type of stuff. And the thing is, when we say to ourselves, okay, let's say skateboarding, and we want to learn a kickflip. Okay, we're going to start with our feet, 2 feet apart. We're going to snap on the tail and slide the left foot up. Left foot flick down at the top of the board. The board's going to do a 360-degree turn. Then we're going to stable our weight back on top. It's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You lost me. But when we see someone do it, it becomes much, much easier to be able to learn. So that's why I want to live stream. I want to make this the most educational experience you can possibly have, because you're going to not only be able to see all my wins, you're going to be able to see all my losses as well. You're going to be able to see me again, all my good habits and all my bad habits. I'm not going to win every trade. I can tell you right now, I am not going to win every single trade in my small account challenge. You might say, ooh, Dek, you're hitting us with a little negative attitude. No, again, that's not a negative attitude. That's being realistic. There's a difference between being confident and living in, fantasy land, right? We don't want to live in fantasy land. We don't want to say, okay, this $4,000 is going to be $1 million within the next week. That's fantasy land, and that's only going to lead to you losing, right? We want to make sure we're doing what? Doing it the right way. $4,000, $50,000. It's probably going to take a few months to be able to, achieve. So why am I doing this? Why am I taking the time to help you guys do this? Well, I was in your shoes. I know how bad you want to be successful. When I first started stock trading, I was 20 years old. I started getting involved with stock trading when I was 19. Right? That's when I kind of started picking it up a little bit, wanted to learn a little bit more. 20 is when I started making, my paper trading. 21, I got very successful in stock trading. 22 is when I went full time. I'm in stock trading now for about 7 years. I'm currently 27. So every single day for the past 7 years straight, I've been stock trading. I still remember how bad I wanted to be a stock trader when I first started. I remember how bad I wanted it. I, again, was working as a lifeguard, and I was also working as a snow tube employee. I was making $8 an hour. I would be out there, snow tubing was the worst one, in the middle of January. Middle of January at the top of a ski resort, blowing snow on me as they're working up the trails, and I would put people in tubes and slide them down. It was basically working with people nonstop, working for about 8 to 10 hours a day, making $8 an hour, being outside in the freezing cold, pushing people down the top of the mountain. It was awful. And all I wanted to do every single day was learn how to be successful so I can go out and I can do things that I wanted to do. I used to, again, watch videos of people, again, driving nice cars or seeing nice houses or being able to walk down the street. And I used to think to myself, how in the world does someone afford that? Is anyone in that position where you, again, say you might go on vacation and you see someone with a big ocean house, or you see someone drive by in a nice car, or you see someone going on a nice trip, and you just think to yourself, how do they afford that? How do they do that? Like, I've been working so hard every single day, but all I make is $10 an hour, $8 an hour, $12 an hour. It's like, I don't understand how someone can work and literally make this much money to be able to go out and spend $100,000 on a car, to be able to go out and spend $4 million, $5 million on a house. That used to be the biggest question to me growing up, is what do people do to be able to, again, afford these things? Well, again, these people are doing 3 different things. These people are either A, they're some sort of CEO starting a business. B, they're either involved with real estate, or C, they're involved with stock trading. They're involved with investing. They're involved with getting into the stock market. The stock market is such an amazing opportunity. It's a privilege to be able to trade because we are putting our money in. And as long as we know these patterns, these chart setups, these different technical analysis moves, these fundamentals, we're going to be able to put our money in, and within a few seconds, few minutes, few days, few weeks, whatever, we're able to make a huge sum of money back. And all we're doing is clicking a button. How insane is that? All we have to do is learn these patterns. All we have to do is learn resistance support. All we have to do is learn these indicators. All we have to do is learn these different press releases, learn about the float, learn about the volume, learn about these tools. And all we have to do is click a button that says buy and sell, short and cover. And we can do this every single day and be able to make as much money as you possibly can imagine, right? My first year of stock trading, I was able to make about $18,000 throughout the whole entire year. First year of stock trading, I made about $18,000. Now, fast forward 7 years later, we're about 7 to 8 months in. I'm already up over $400,000. So every single year, we're growing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger with our profits. Just imagine now, how big my account's going to be in another 7 years from now. And maybe in 7 to 8 months, I'm not only making $400,000, maybe that could be $3.2 million. Trading big, accounts, big stocks, big shares. You guys have seen me do absolutely everything live. So, this is living proof that you guys can do it as well. And the small account challenge is here to help you guys get over that hurdle. I remember, again, when I was in your shoes and how bad I wanted, I would come home from break or go on break, in this little hut that they had on top of the mountain and read these, books, how to be a successful day trader, just things I found on Amazon. I used to, again, watch YouTube videos. I used to tell my friends on a Friday, Saturday night, they say, hey, Dek, you coming out tonight? I said, maybe tomorrow night, guys. I'm going to just stay in and kind of do a little bit more research because they didn't know. They didn't have the same passion. You guys probably feel like you guys are a little bit of a different breed because you guys are. You might feel that, hey, your friends or, your family or whoever may be judging you. Oh, okay, yeah, they want to be a stock trader. Yeah, okay, that's going to work out with them. It will. It can. I am not a genius by any means. The only thing I have is work ethic. The only thing I have is, again, me fighting against, my back's against the wall every single day and saying to myself, I will not lose. I will not let failure again happen. So that's why I am successful. Not because I'm a genius at this, because I took the time to learn the strategies. And as long as you take the time to learn, you guys will do it. You guys can do it. And forget about what anyone else has ever said that you said you couldn't do it. We're, again, breaking out of the norm. We don't want to be in the norm. What's the norm? The norm's, again, having a mortgage. The norm is, again, having debt. The norm is, again, working a job underneath a boss. The norm is, again, having a 9 to 5. Why would I ever want to be in the norm? People are like, oh, you're being different. You're trying to do something. It's like, yeah, of course I am. I'm not trying to be like everyone else. So, again, I know what you guys are thinking. That's what I love. You guys fire me up. So, I also know how hard it is when you don't know where to start. One of the hardest things is starting off your stock trading career saying, hey, I want to be a stock trader. Now what? Right? Now what am I supposed to do? So we're going to break everything down for you. Step 1, all the way to step 1,000, and be able to help you guys out. On top of that, guys, I love it. I love what I do every single day. I love working with you guys. I love attacking this market. I love, again, being able to make money. And, of course, seeing you guys be able to make money. I have been doing this now for the past 7 years. I've had a few people before, right, hit me up and say, Dek, I'm retired. I said, what do you mean you're retired? They nailed a monster spiker. $1 to $100. We're able to make over $1 million. I've had multiple emails. People say, Dek, I nailed this penny stock or this crypto play. When Bitcoin went crazy, learning from your fundamentals, I'm over a millionaire now. I'm able to, just live my life now. We've had hundreds of people or hundreds of members become full-time traders. I've seen members be not knowing anything, asking me what support and resistance lines. A few months later, they quit their job and now are doing it full-time in chat. So you guys, again, this is what I want for you. I want to be able to see you guys be able to stop that job you're working on right now and be able to be a full-time trader. So the small account that I'm going to be working with is going to be a $4,000 cash account. Broker is going to be on E-Trade, right? As I said before, the account is going to be on cash and our duration unknown. People always ask me over on Twitter, ask me over on Instagram, ask me on Facebook, email me, hey, how long is this going to last? It's going to last until we get it done. It's not going to be a week. It's not going to be a month. It's not going to be a year. It's probably going to be somewhere in between there. For us to turn $4,000 into $50,000, we got to grow this account. We got to double, we got to triple, we got to quintuple this account. It's not going to be a very quick thing, and especially right at the start. Now, you do not need to have $4,000 on the dot. You can have $6,000, you can have $2,000, you could have $20,000. The more you have in your account, the easier it is to grow. What did I talk about before? The hardest part of your trading career is right now. The hardest part of your trading career is right now at the start. If you can get through this initial learning curve, if you can get off of a small account, you're in the clear. You're in the clear. If you can get 4,000 to 10,000 or 4,000 to 15,000, you already got out of the hardest part of your whole entire trading career. There is nothing more difficult than growing a small account, because not only do you need to know how to trade correctly, but you also have to have discipline, and you also, again, are going to have to avoid greed, and you're going to have to follow a strict strategy. And there's going to be some days you want to chase a play and want to trade a play, but you have to, say to yourself, it's not worth it. If you can grow a small account, you're in the clear. But the reason why it's so hard is because we're buying lack of shares. We're underneath the PDT rule, or we have to wait for our funds to settle. And on top of that, so many new traders don't even know how to trade right away. So many new traders never put in the work. So if you never put in the work and expect to be successful in stock trading, it makes zero sense. So imagine not only being in the hardest position possible growing your small account, but now never even studied, have no idea what stock trading is even about, know anything. So you expect to do the hardest thing you can in stock trading and have never again traded one stock in your life, never watched a video library lesson, never paper traded. Well, good luck, right? I don't want to sound mean right there, but you have to be willing to put in the work. I don't want you guys to be in the 80%. Right? My goal here is to make sure you're in that top 20%. Don't let that statistic, scare you. Oh, only 20% of stock traders are successful. Because when you think about it, you know what? Only 1% of people who play basketball make it to the NBA. That means 99% of people do not end up not getting paid for playing basketball. Wow. Okay, wow. Only 3% of football players actually end up making money from, again, being in the NFL. working through high school, working through college. So that means, again, imagine again, rooting your kid on when you're rooting your kid on in high school or maybe middle school. You're doing great, sweetie. 97% of you guys aren't going to make any money and probably going to be failures in football. You're doing great though, sweetie. Right? You don't say those things. So, but the thing is, it's like, wow, that's a bad statistic. But you love what you do because you want to be the best at it. And you know what? To be in the NFL, it's not easy. But that takes a different breed. That takes, again, the people who are willing to do what? Outwork the 97%. If you want to be in the top 20%, it's not that hard. You just got to outwork the other 80%. Outwork. When you're laying on your couch, watching again Gilmore Girls or whatever you want to be watching, say to yourself, hey, there's probably someone in that 80% trying to take my spot right now. Maybe, again, I want to just jump in the video library real quick. Hey, right now when I want to take that nap and I just want to chill and relax and just, kind of kick back for a little bit, I might say to myself, hey, there's someone trying to take my spot right now. I want to, again, make sure I'm, working hard. Let me go do a paper trade. Let me go do a small trade. Let me work on a strategy. Let me watch a video library lesson. Let me do something that's to better myself. So you need to, again, constantly have that mindset of, okay, I got to attack this market. So, something that does stick out on this is cash account. Let's talk about that. Why a cash account? Why am I using a cash account on E-Trade? Well, there is no PDT rule. If you guys don't know what the PDT rule is, the PDT rule is set by the SEC, which only allows us to trade a minimum of times throughout a week. Usually you can only get like 3 trades throughout the week, which is really nothing, right? Buy, sell, buy usually. And that's it. So 1 trade and that's it. 1 trade and we're done for about the next day and a half. Now, obviously, that's not what we want to get involved with. We don't want to be, again, trading, no PDT rule. We don't want to be underneath this PDT rule at all. So how do we get around it? Well, PDT rules are only for cash accounts. Or, excuse me, only for margin accounts. I apologize. So if we have only a margin account, that's going to definitely limit us. I use a cash account because the cash account is going to get around the PDT rule. Margin is when we're basically borrowing money from our brokers. Margin is when we're taking, money that isn't ours, taking loans. And it's going to allow us to make money more quickly, but it also, if we mess up, is going to take away our accounts, much more quickly. And I want to make sure that with a cash account, if I do have any sort of error, guess what? It's not going to destroy my account. So even though I'm only able to make a little bit, I know I'm consistent enough that I'm going to be able to grow my account. And any sort of losses are going to be little. So I want to make sure when I'm trading, I'm winning 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 times. And those 2 times that I do lose, I cut those out quick because they're not worth the initial loss. So no PDT rule is a huge plus. As long as I have cash in the account, I'm able to trade it. Now, don't get me wrong. A cash account still needs to settle. If I have $4,000 in a trading account, and I use $2,000 of it on Monday, I can trade $2,000 on Tuesday. And then the stocks from Monday get settled, and now I can trade $2,000 on Wednesday. If I trade, let's say, and I don't trade at all on Thursday, I can trade all $4,000 again on Friday. So as long as I have funds settled, I can go ahead and I can trade these plays. So as long as I have funds settled, I'm good. It does limit the upside because I can't buy as many shares with margin, but it does limit my downside as well, which means I don't want to get caught in one play and lose my whole entire account. I don't think anyone does, but I think a lot of people do get stuck in 1 or 2 plays where they use margin to buy more shares than what they can afford, and it ends up ruining their account. So I like taking things a little bit slower at the start to make sure that I'm growing my account successfully and not putting myself in any sort of bad position. All right. So let's get into the important things, right? Not that, what we didn't talk about wasn't important right there, but I'm talking about the real important things, which is a strategy. Now, what is our strategy? Strategy number 1 right here, our goal is to maximize reward and limit risk. Let's stop doing 50-50s. We are not here, guys, to do a 50-50 play. That means if you see a top gainer, you see a stock spiking, and you're saying to yourself, I'm not really sure if the stock's going to keep on going, but everyone else is buying it. Oh man, everyone else is getting in on this play right now. Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? All right, let's do it, right? That's not, again, a successful way to trade. If you guys want to gamble, go gamble. You guys can gamble if you want. Go to AC, go to Las Vegas, go to, a casino around you. Go ahead and have some fun and gamble. But that's not why you're here. You're here to make money. You're here to have a career. People, again, outside looking in, they may say, oh yeah, stock trading is gambling. If this is gambling, we're the house. We're the house. And you know what? The house always wins. We always make sure the odds are in our favor. So again, do I lose every now and then? 100%. But I make sure every single loss is going to be A, minimum, or minimal, and B, on top of that, they're very limited. Which means if I have 10 trades, 2 of them are losses that I'm going to be cutting early. 8 of them are going to be, again, successful. So I always want to make sure every single play I get involved with, I have maximum reward. I want reward at an all-time high, and worst case scenario, the stock starts falling, I get out and I move on. No one has ever lost by taking profits when they have them, right? If you guys can get in on a play and see profit, take it at the start. Take it at the start. It's so important because if we can get in on good positions where we have maximum reward and we limit our risk, that is going to be great, right? So it'd be like basically jumping out of a plane. I know a lot of people get nervous jumping out of a plane, right? I personally enjoy skydiving. I skydive a lot. But again, what is basically the reward and what is the risk of skydiving? Well, the reward is going to be what? Jumping out, having fun, experiencing that free fall, right? Being able to basically have that essential feeling of flying. That's kind of the reward of skydiving. The feeling you get, the adrenaline rush. Well, what's the risk? Right? The risk is kind of death, right? So what do we do to be able to make sure our reward's as high as possible and we don't face that risk? Well, again, we go over all our procedures. We make sure we have 2 parachutes packed. We have these little devices to make sure our parachutes go off. We go through gear checks. We do absolutely everything, to make sure that we are not hitting that risk. It's the same exact thing with stock trading. In stock trading, it does come down to life or death. How many people here, maybe again, absolutely hate what they're doing right now? How many people here say, hey, I want stock trading to be my job and, I'm not going to stop working until it is, right? It's life or death. And the way that I thought about it growing up, and especially when I started, is it was life or death. I wasn't happy with what I was doing in college. I wasn't going to be happy with, me getting this degree and doing something that I wasn't going to look forward to every single day. We are going to have our job. I've had my job the last 7 years doing what I do, being a stock trader, and I plan on doing this for the next 60, 70 years. I love it. I love waking up, getting the adrenaline rush, having fun, making money, being predictable with these breakouts. It's awesome. It's amazing. I'm able to, again, do as much as I possibly want because of the stock market. But you know what? I do this because I've been able to maximize my reward and limit my risk on every single play. So make sure that you are taking the procedures to have reward because it is life or death. And that's kind of what I was saying about before is, hey, I either do this correctly, I either do this the right way, or I'm doing that job I don't want to do. I'm going to, again, be living the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of my life doing this job that I'm not happy with. So to me, growing my small account when I first started was life or death because I was not going to be happy doing that job that, I was going for in my college career. So to me, this is, more than just growing a small account. To me, it was life or death. So I always want to make sure I'm maximizing my reward and limiting my risk. Number 2, let's stop trying to be a superhero here and nail every single breakout. All right? Nail every single breakout. It's not going to happen. Breakouts, guys, are going to be some of the most risky times to buy stocks. Yes, if you nail a breakout, you are going to be able to see a big time spike and you'll be able to profit. But breakouts, 9 out of 10 times, is where resistance is going to turn the stock back on down. I'm just going to draw a little picture here. If we have, right, I'm just going to draw a couple different things right here. Those are resistance lines, okay? So those are all our different resistance lines. And let's say a stock comes on up, and we say, Dek, we're about to break out. And we buy right here. What do we know what happens at resistance? Resistance is going to lead to the stock falling. So we just lost, let's say $100, right? And now again, the stock is climbing. And we buy right here. Oh, Dek, watch the breakout. And the stock starts falling. Now again, we just maybe lost $300 looking for the breakout. And again, we're climbing, and same story. And then maybe finally we nail one, right? One big breakout that goes on a nice big rip, and maybe we make, $400 from it, which is great. But the thing is, what happened? We kept trying to nail breakouts. We already lost 100. Then again, we lost, 300, so 400. Then we lost again right here, 600. So we didn't even get back to even nailing a great breakout. So a lot of my strategy starting off, I'm not looking to buy in on breakouts. A lot of my first strategy starting off, guys, is going to be right here, which is going to be what? Dip buy, dip buy, dip buy. I am not going to be the guinea pig. And what's the guinea pig? The guinea pig is going to be the person that is just buying at resistance, hoping that it can nail. Like, I am not going to be buying right here, hoping that we get a breakout. I'm not going to be buying right here, hoping we get a breakout, because you know what? This guy lost, and he lost again, and he lost again. I'm going to wait for the clear-cut breakout. And when the clear-cut breakout happens, that's when I'll do what? Hey, okay, you know what? We could look for a possible short when we, get past that first $10,000 mark. Or again, we can go ahead, look for a possible dip buy for the stock to move on up. But I am not going to be the guinea pig basically saying, okay, I'm going to buy right here. Oh, I got rejected. Buy right here, I got rejected. I'm going to wait for clear-cut breakouts. And because when we have a clear-cut breakout, A, that proves where the volume is at. B, that proves where the mob is at. And C, that's where we're going to be able to make some big-time profit. I'm not buying for breakouts, probably starting off. I want to see the volume. I want to see the momentum. I want to see where the mob, the majority of buyers are going. And once I see that, then I put together my game plan. But at the start of the day, I'm not buying at 9:30 at the bell most likely and being like, all right, which play is it? Which play is it? Let's go with this one. Boom. Oh, I ended up losing. Because we only have, I know it's scary, a limited amount of mistakes before we're completely out of the game. Before we're completely out of the game, we have a limited amount of mistakes over on our small account. Because if we lose our small account, we're done. We're done. So we cannot make mistakes at the start of the day. Why play risk? Why have, again, these risky stocks? If a stock spikes on up, comes back down with big buying volume, we know we're going to get a bounce. People, again, are just so hooked on buying breakouts. I don't care if someone said, hey, here's $200. Here's this $200 I found over by the creek, or here's $200 I found, that I got out of the ATM. It doesn't matter how you got that $200. For some reason, people just always want to buy for the breakouts when it's like, hey, I'll just buy on a dip buy. I'm just going to wait for, again, the stock to come back on down. And then when it shows that it has a breakout, when it shows it has the number one top gainer in momentum, when it shows it has everyone, then again, I'll look for the entry. Let's, again, maximize our reward and limit our risk. So what's basically the strategy guidelines right here? Our strategy guidelines is we're going to wake up every day and find the top 3 potential spikers. How are we going to find the top 3 potential spikers? Well, look at, again, the hot news of the morning. Look at what stocks are gapping up, right? Look at all the stocks that have low floats. So every single morning, it's not difficult to be able to figure out, what are going to be the top plays of the day. It's really not. You can basically break it down and say, okay, this is the list of the top 4 to 5 plays. These are the ones that are going to, one of them is going to go on a nice spike on the day. So I want to find the top 3 to top 4 plays at the start of the day. Those are either going to be from hot news. Those are either going to be from the low floats that are gapping up, or again, any other gap ups, number 1, number 2, number 3 top gainer. After we put together our, watch list, which I basically do for you guys every single morning on our morning watch list, we're going to go over them at 9 o'clock. And all we're going to do is process of elimination at the bell. Hey, here's our 3 plays. I'll go over why we have our 3 plays. And let's go over process of elimination on which one has the best chance to spike. Then we'll do a morning poll to see where, again, the chat room is thinking. And we'll see where, again, a lot of the hype and a lot of the momentum is going to be moving towards next. So again, we look for these top plays, we put together our watch list, we have our top 3 top gainers, and then we go from there and say to ourselves, okay, hey, process elimination, let's see where the most hype is going to be. Then, after that, when the morning bells, we wait. We wait for the morning spike, or we wait for the hard drop. Again, we're not being the guinea pig. We find the top 3, we know what to look for, we wait. We see the spike, we see the drop, and then we're all set. After that, we look to buy at the VWAP bounce or at some sort of pre-market support line. If we see, again, 3 stocks at the start of the day, A, B, C, we can even draw it out right here. Let's say we have stock 1, we have stock 2, we have stock 3. At the start of the day, stock 1 falls, stock 2 falls, and stock 3 starts spiking on up. We know stock 3 is what? The stock we want to focus on. Now this one has all the mob, this one has all the volume. The only thing we have to do now is look for the bounce play. Usually the bounce play is going to be at the pre-market, resistance or support, or at the VWAP before it starts moving its way back on up. That's what we're going to be looking for. And yes, guys, we will be putting our full account most likely into each trade. I want everyone buying at least 500 shares per trade. That means every single penny that moves is going to make you at least $5. So if we have a $1 spike and we nail it, we'll make $500. If we have 1,000 shares and maybe we only make 10 cents, we'll still make at least $100. You cannot grow an account only buying 5 shares. Like in penny stocks, at least. Maybe you're talking about like Tesla or something like that, but you cannot grow a small account buying 5 shares, 10 shares. You need at least 500 shares to 1,000 shares on every single play. So yes, if I say, oh wow, here's a nice $4 play right here, let's look for 1,000 shares. Guess what? It's going to cost me my whole entire account. Now again, putting your whole entire account into a play is not make or break. It's not like you put in 1,000 shares and guess what happens? That's it. It's basically you're done, right? If you lose, if you're down $10, get out and you make $3,990 back in your account. It's as simple as that. But the worst thing to do is, again, put in all this money and keep holding, right? You need to make sure you're being smart with your trading. You need to make sure you're not putting yourself in any sort of bad position. You need to make sure, of course, that putting your account in on these trades, you do know how to trade. All right, you got to know how to trade. That's obviously extremely important. But yes, I will be making sure I buy at least 500 to 1,000 shares on every single trade. Absolutely. What we will avoid, we're going to be avoiding buying at resistance lines. We're going to be avoiding chasing tops. We're going to be avoiding getting emotional, avoiding over trading, and letting greed take over. These are things that we are going to be staying away from, team. We're not buying at resistance lines, as we already talked about. Why are we not buying at resistance lines? Because at the top of resistance, we know that's where, again, the stock's going to turn. Stop looking for breakouts. Look for more of dip buys after the breakout. Stop chasing the tops. I know it's very easy to see a stock break out and say, oh my goodness, I want to buy this one so bad. But you know what? Don't get in on a play that's spiking. A stock that is spiking, what's going to happen soon? New traders buy in right here because they say, Dek, a stock is spiking, let's buy into it, it's huge. If you see the spike happen, it's usually too late. It's the number one reason why new traders fail. They fail so much because everyone waits for the spike to happen before they do what? Before they buy into a play, and then they realize why it always falls. So many new traders, the saying is, why is it everything I buy falls, and why is it nothing, or every single time I don't get into a play, it spikes? How many people have said that to themselves? Every stock I buy into falls. What the heck? What's going on? It's because you're waiting for the stock to spike, and now you feel confident. Okay, it's spiking. Okay, I feel great. It's spiking. Oh, wow, this is an awesome play. I'm going to buy in right here. But this stock just went from maybe $1 all the way up to $5. It just went on a $4 spike. If you were in at $1, $2, $3, whatever, guess what? You're going to start locking in your profits, and so is everyone else. So the reason why you're losing is because you're waiting for, again, this visual confirmation of a stock to happen for you to feel confident in it, right? It's basically, if you think about it, like saying to yourself, oh, I don't want to spend money on the Powerball because I don't know what's going to happen next. Good, understandable, right? That's a little bit of a gamble. But then you go to yourself and you say, oh, okay, here's again the Powerball numbers. 1, 3, 5, 8, 6, yada, yada, yada. And then you go to the gas station to buy your Powerball numbers, and you're like, yeah, I'll have these numbers. And he gives you the numbers and you say, yeah, I won. And he's like, no, you didn't win. That was the last spike. That's over. And it's like, yeah, but I didn't know the numbers before. Now I do, so I can win. It's like same exact thing. You can't wait for a ginormous spike to happen before you can buy into the ginormous spike. Once the ginormous spike happens, what do you think is going to happen? The stock's going to fall apart and dump on you. So if you're the person that's always late to the short, you got to wait for the pullback. Go ahead and short the play. If you see the stock spiking, you're going to get a dump. You're going to see the stock reverse. You're going to see the stock turn, and you're going to get caught in it every single time. So I am going to do what? I am going to avoid buying at the top, And instead, I'm going to wait for the stock to have a big pullback, wait for support, get in here, and then again, I'll make money all the way on up, back on up on the second half. But this proves to me right here that this has volume, this has attention, this has hype, it has credibility. So again, we're going to avoid chasing the tops. And with chasing the tops, avoids getting emotional. We don't want people doing what? Oh, Dek, come on, I need this one. Oh my goodness, my wife's gonna kill me. Oh my god, Dek, I'm up $400. Oh, I'm down $700. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, Dek, can you help me? Dek, I'm in on this play right now. Help me. My broker's not answering me. Anyone in chat, can you help me? Right? We're not doing that. Okay, that is not happening. If you are that type of person, you're not trading. Okay, I'm going to find you and I'm going to defund your account and give you the money back. Okay, so we are not again going to be getting emotional. We are going to make sure that we are being confident. The only emotion we get in trading is confidence. Now, do I go crazy every now and then? You guys know I like to have fun. I like to get a little wild. I like to have some fun right there, right? But it's all in confidence. Whenever I trade, whenever I'm getting involved with the play, I try to be a stone wall, which means what? I try to make sure that every single thing is thought of, every single move, my entry, my exit, my credibility, my stop loss, what my game plan is. I want to make sure that's all set. Then I follow that game plan, and then we go ahead and convert. And when we make big money, go crazy. Have fun. Enjoy it. Be enthusiastic. But don't be a person that has no idea what's going on. Fear is from lack of experience. Fear is from lack of unknown. You're only scared of things you don't know, of things you're not experienced with. That's why we study. That's why we paper trade. That's why we buy small shares when beginning to make sure that you guys are ready to be able to buy bigger shares and grow your account. We're going to avoid over trading. Not really an issue we need to worry about when starting with our small account. And on top of that, letting greed take over. Letting greed take over. The number one issue we saw in this market, which is an insanely hot market, is people were not willing to lock in their profits. Locking in your profits is the most insane thing to not do, right? You can't be successful if you don't lock in your profits. No one has ever blown up an account locking in their gains. No one's ever said, oh, I'm up $100. Yeah, I lock that in. Next day, hey, I'm up $300. I lock that in. You can't lose money if you just keep locking in your gains. The problem is greed. I'm up 500 right now, Dek. Here we go. And then what happens? The stock starts crashing back on down. And you say, okay, I'm up 400. Okay, let's see if we bounce back up. Oh, I'm back down to 180. All right, I was up 500. Let it at least get back up towards around 400, and then I'll sell. Oh my goodness, I'm in the red. Oh, I'm down 300. Okay, let's get back to even at least. Oh my goodness, I'm down $1,000. When you're up in profit, lock it in. Think about how much you're making on such a small account. If I'm up $200 plus, guys, $500, I'm locking it in because I know how much money that is for only a small $5,000, $4,000 account. So that's why, again, let's remember how much money we're making in such a short amount of time. Let's understand how small of an account we have and how much a percentage-wise we're making. Don't be the person that says, oh yeah, the stock just went from $1 to $6. I'm going to be holding for 20. Could it happen? Yes, but will it happen? Most likely no. Lock in your profits, guys. That's why I want to be able to start off with at least $200 a day. If we do $200 a day, we'll get this $4,000 to $5,000 in about a week and a half. Then $5,000 up towards around $6,000, in about another week and a half. We'll be able to, again, cruise up towards around $2,000 by the end of the month. So again, going from 4,000 to 6,000 all the way up to 7,000. I mean, that's going to allow us to buy more shares, more plays, and be able to make more money, right? Too many traders think their profits will climb forever. Don't think that, guys. Be able to understand that all these big time spikes come crashing on down. Make sure you guys are being smart. And last but not least, stay humble. So many people lose the understanding of stocks, where we have this little green number on our screen and we don't translate that to being our real money that we live off of, right? That's our money. A lot of times when I first started trading, I'd be up like $300 and I'd be like, all right, $300, that's nothing. But it's like before at my old tubing job, as I talked about, $300, that was 3.5, 4 days of work. 3.5 of 4 days of sitting out in the cold, 3.5 of 4 days of standing on top of the mountain, 3.5, 4 days getting snow blown on you in the middle of the night. It's like, that's 3 and 4 days of work right there that I get for free. So stay humble. Now you could say to yourself, oh wow, I'm up $400, $500. Oh, $400, $500. That's 2 days 3 days of work for me sitting in my cubicle. That's 2 or 3 days of me taking, stocking shelves, working at the warehouse, getting yelled at by the boss, whatever it could be, right? So stay humble with yourself. Don't try to be a millionaire in one day. Millionaires are not made in one day. They're made by consistent gains adding up over and over again. So here are key reminders. Stick to your trading plan. We'll go over how to make a trading plan. Do not hesitate. Hesitation is going to lead to losses. Everything you do, if you hesitate, you usually are worse at. When you go in with confidence, when you go in with excitement, enthusiasm, you're again going to be much better. Cut losses quickly. We need to avoid that, guys. We need to avoid those big losses all the way back on down. We need to cut our losses quickly. And when we cut our losses quickly, we are going to be a lot more successful. We'll be going into lessons on this in the future. Do not chase, as we already talked about, and understand market conditions. Market conditions are like the weather. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. Sometimes we wear a t-shirt, sometimes we buy big shares. Sometimes, again, we got to wear a jacket and buy little shares. Market conditions change, and we can't do the same thing every day. If we do the same thing every day, some days it's going to work, some days it's not going to work. I see a lot of new traders sign up and it'll be a very hot market. Things work out for them. And then all of a sudden when things don't start working out with them, they say, Dek, I didn't change anything. Why is nothing working? Because again, the market conditions change. It's like you wearing a shirt and shorts in August, and it feels great. But let's say you do that every single day. And now comes December and January. And you say, Dek, I am freezing my butt off right now. I don't know what the heck's going on. I was warm in the past. And it's like, yeah, it's January. You got to change your strategy. You got to put on some clothes, right? So the thing is, those are the key reminders. I want to make sure you guys are all set. Now, before we begin our small account challenge, we do have to be, straight up. And this is where I have to be blunt and I have to be honest with you. I have to be straight up. I have to be blunt. I got to be honest with you guys. The small account challenge is not meant for you to be a copycat. This is not meant for me to sit here and say, hey guys, I'm buying this stock, and for having, 1,000 people buying it, where I'm buying it. That's not the point of the small account challenge. We are not here to pump any play. We're not here to dump any play. We're not here, and you're not here, I'm not here to say, okay, everyone go buy this play. You're going to 100% be successful. If you do not put in the work, you will not make money. I am not trying to discourage you. I'm not trying to put you down. But if you think you can just sign on for an hour a day, not watch any video library lessons, not have paper traded at all in the past, never have bought anything before, and expect to be successful in it, again, you need to put in the work. I want every single person here to be successful. But the penny stock market moves so fast, so quick, with big rips, big runs, big climbs. It doesn't wait for anyone. There could be a time that I say, oh guys, look at this stock XYZ starting to spike on up. I'm going to look for a market order in right now. And okay guys, boom, I just bought in on a market order. I'm in on 1,000 shares. And you're saying, Dek, I don't even know what a market order is. I don't even know how that stock's spiking. The thing is, don't just copy me just because I got in on a play. I am not here to make copycats. I'm here to make successful traders. I want you to be successful. I want you to be independent. I want you to be consistently making money. And that is not from being a copycat. The reason why I do this is I want to live stream and show you everything I'm doing. So of course you can learn the right way, learn what I do, learn how to make money. But it's not going to wait for you. If you're saying, okay, hey, Dek, hold on 1 second. I know you're saying you're about to get in. Let me just type this out. ... Okay, 300 shares. All right, guys, I'm out. Dek, I didn't even get in on the play. You didn't wait for me. I'm giving that disclaimer right here. It is not wait for 1,000 people to buy into a play, then I get in on a play. I'm going to do everything I can to make you the best trader I can. When that, of course, with that being said, me growing my small account. If you are not prepared, if you are not ready, if you are not, working hard, again, you're going to definitely have problems. It's the same exact thing. Let's say if you wanted to join the military, or let's say if you wanted to join the Navy SEALs. If you want to join the Navy SEALs, what do you have to do? You have to go through an extremely difficult course, an extremely different training. If some big fat guy who's never lifted a weight before and never again went on a mile run showed up, is he going to be successful? No. And you could say, oh, well, I thought you guys were going to teach me everything. Well, you have to have some sort of what? Some sort of, knowledge of growing a small account. Now, if you guys are saying, well, Dek, I want that knowledge. Well, I'm going to give you all the knowledge you possibly can, but you probably can't start trading at the same time we are then, right? I want to make sure every single person here can learn the fundamentals to the most advanced stuff. But if you have never traded once in your life, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to grow this small account. Stock trading is hard work. And if you put in the work, you will be rewarded for it. The best analogy I can give to this is a lot of people always say, well, I thought I could just, buy what you buy and sell what you buy. Things move too quickly. And on top of that, I have experience. Think about it like this. Think about if we were both, again, I use sports as a lot of analogy. Think about if we were both quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm Tom Brady, you're you, right? You're the backup quarterback. And I walk off, me as Tom Brady, and I give you the ball. And I say, hey, you know what? You're up, kid. You're getting in there. And you say, whoa, all right, I've never played quarterback before, but let's see how this goes. And you say, all right, can you tell me what play we're running? And I say, yeah, we're going to go run, Foxtrot 99. And you say, okay, what's Foxtrot 99? And I say, all right, after you hike the ball, you're going to take a 3-step drop. You're going to pump fake to the left. You're going to see, Randy Moss or whoever doing a post route. Make sure you dump it about a 30-yard post route. Watch out for the safety coming across the middle and make sure you get that touchdown. You say, okay, sounds good. You know what? You go out there, you hike the ball, within a second, you're sacked and getting carried out on a cart. And you're saying, Dek, Tom Brady, what the heck happened? This is your fault. You told me to run that play. And I say, well, have you ever thrown the ball before? No. Have you ever played quarterback before? No. Do you know how to read a defense? No. Do you know, again, how to, throw it to a wide receiver? No. So the thing is, you need to be able to at least know how to play football to be able to even be in the game. You have to know, of course, some stock trading knowledge before you even get in the game. So this is not meant to be a copycat experience. This is meant to show you how to grow a small account. But I, again, encourage everyone to learn. Encourage everyone to do your small account. Encourage everyone to ask questions. Encourage everyone to make this, again, the best you can. But I want to make sure, again, we're doing things right. And I'm never going to be a person that's going to lead you down the wrong path. I'm always going to be upfront. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be blunt. And of course, I'm here to have a good time with each and every single one of you guys while teaching you how to grow a small account. And if you're saying, well, Dek, I don't have any small account knowledge on anything right now, that's why we have a 250-hour video library. That's why we're doing our boot camp coming on up. We're going to go over absolutely everything. But while going over everything, we are going to be growing our small account, which again, some traders may not be 100% ready for. And if you're not 100% ready for, don't worry. Watch, paper trade, go small shares, and get ready for our boot camp. So very exciting stuff. But I wanted to go over everything right here to kind of just get us into the right mindset, to get us kind of feeling, okay, hey, this is how the small account challenge is going to work. We went over, again, the strategy that we're going to be looking for. Wake up, find news, wait for the morning spiker, look for those pre-market support lines. And yes, again, we're going to be looking for about 500 to 1,000 shares. These are all things that we're going to be getting involved with. We went over our schedule so that we're all set. And I want to make sure now that moving forward, when we kick off our small account challenge now, we're all ready to rock and roll. I'm excited to work with each and every one of you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys grow your small accounts, become a better stock trader every single day, and be able to, again, become a full-time trader. We're not here to be copycats. I'm here to make leaders, and I want you to be a leader. You're going to go full-time. You're going to grow this small account. I believe in you. I'm excited to work with you, and it's going to be an absolute awesome experience over these next few months. Absolutely awesome. And, of course, thank you for tuning in to our first small account prep lesson, ready to rock and roll to kick off this small account. So, team, that is our first